Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sober School, where you can always find experience, strength, and hope. My name is Drew, and I'm an alcoholic, and we want to welcome you to this platform here today, regardless of what your addiction may be. You are welcome here. We support multiple pathways of recovery, and we want this program to work for you. If you're watching us on our Recovery Classroom Facebook group page, encourage you to share your own experience, strength, and hope in your own words of wisdom. You never know who needs to hear what it is you might have to say, and it could just change somebody's life, including your own. Do encourage you to follow the Facebook posting guidelines when you do post. We want to make sure people get the encouragement and experience, strength, and hope that they seek when they come here, rather than just people trying to find a date. So with that being said, I want to share some good news with you today. The good news is you have a choice. We all have a choice, day in, day out. We all have a choice. And today, you have a choice. You have a choice on if you want to drink or drug. If you don't want to drink or drug, you have that opportunity to make that choice today. If you're wanting to quit, you get the chance. Today's your chance to quit. If you want to stay stopped, today's your chance to stay stopped. It's all up to you. If your health isn't enough of an incentive to get sober, to stay sober, if your family and your loved ones isn't enough of an incentive to get sober and to stay sober, find an incentive. Great example, it was July the 5th of 2021. My best friend called me up and he said, dude, you need to get your head straight, you need to get your head out of your ass. Whatever you got to do, you got to find a place and reset your head. And he said, I will pay to take you wherever you want to go on this planet, if that means getting your head reset. And he kept talking about, resetting my mental state. He'd never, I've known this guy for 20 plus years. And he said he'd never known me to be in that shape mentally. And he said, wherever I gotta take it, I'll take it. I'll even pay for it. And there's only one place, and anybody who knows me knows, well, what's getting ready to come out of my mouth. There's only one place he could have taken me, and that place was Gettysburg, and I told him that. And after about 5 minutes of him cussing me, saying, damn it, I knew you were going to say that place, blah, blah, blah. For me, Gettysburg is my happy place, and he knew that, and he said, okay, fine, I'll take you to Gettysburg. And I remember thinking, about it, and I was like, surely I can get sober for Gettysburg. I just didn't know how long I was going to stay sober. And he told me, he was very clear. He said, you have to be sober. If I'm going to pay to take you to Gettysburg, you have to be sober. And so my thought was, in my drunken alcoholic state of mind, my thought was, well, if I hurry up and make the trip, schedule this trip to go to Gettysburg, it doesn't have to be too long. It won't be as bad. And so I scheduled the trip like 2 weeks out. And he said, okay, so 2 weeks out, we'll go to Gettysburg. And in my mind, I remember thinking, this is going to suck trying to quit. This is going to be very difficult trying to quit. But, I surely for Gettysburg, I can try. I can stay sober for at least 14 days. And then when I come back home from Gettysburg, I start drinking again. I didn't quite have that thought, but that was probably the logic going around in my head. And sure enough, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And July the 6th was my first day of sobriety. And talk about God aligning things for me. That was the morning that my son's baseball coach, the guy who pulled me out of my truck, he sent me this video of Andy Frisella telling me that my life sucked and it was all my fault. And that just fired me up. That really drove me. Damn it, I'm going to hit this 2 weeks. And sure enough, I got through 2 weeks. It sucked. It was bad. Actually the first day was rough. But on day two, of course, day one I got the video. Day two, I realized really quickly God was aligning all these things in my life to allow me to recover, he was aligning all these things to see how serious I was about my recovery. But at the end of the day, he allowed me to make the choice. He removed all my obstacles, all my bullshit excuses, but I still had to make the choice to bite the bullet and go through that day one. And then, of course, day two, like I said, all the obstacles were gone. He said, oh, you made it through day one, so all right, we're going to make this a little bit easier on you. And I often wonder at times if God didn't just think this guy's going to fail again, but at least I got to say I gave him every opportunity. I often wonder, but at the end of the day, what it comes down to is God allowed me to make a choice. I still clearly remember in my head. I don't even have to close my eyes to think about it. God was like, I want to see how serious you are. I had made all those foxhole prayers. I had begged him time and time again, just help me stop drinking, just help me stop drinking, only to go back and have some bullshit excuse. Well, God, I relapsed because of this or because of that or whatever the reason may have been. I still had to make a choice. And so this time around, I want to see how serious you are. But he gave me the choice. And I made the choice. And, when I woke up this morning, I made the choice again to stay sober, to not take that first drink. You have that chance today. You have the same chance I have. You have the same choice to make. Do you want to get sober? Do you want to stay sober? We all have that choice. If this is your first effort at sobriety, if this is your 17,000th effort at sobriety, getting sober, don't worry about next week. I gave myself an incentive, or my best friend gave me an incentive. And in my mind, I was thinking just 14 days. But I had to take each individual day. I had to focus on each individual day. And the only decision I had to make for that day, the only important decision I had to make for that day was just to make it to the end of the day sober. Don't think about what's going to happen 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now. Just if your goal is to get sober, just focus on today. You have that choice to decide whether you want to be sober tonight when you go to sleep or if you want to be drunk or high. It's your choice. God gives us that choice. This may be your 15th time trying. This may be your last time trying. We don't know that. But you have that choice, and I encourage you today to make that choice. If it's been on your heart, it's been pressing, your life is in shambles, you can't figure out what's been going on with you, why you keep relapsing, or why you keep being drawn to drugs or alcohol. What better day than today? We're not guaranteed tomorrow. Absolutely not. I could not wake up tomorrow. Well, by God, at least I know that I did what I said I was going to do, and I made it to the end of the day sober. You have a choice. We all have a choice, and I encourage you today, think about that choice. Find something that motivates you. Be it temporary, be it a 2-week trip to wherever, or 2 weeks to go to on a trip, whatever it is. If it's your wife, it's your kids, your husband, your spouse. Find something that motivates you. Find something that drives you. But just focus on today. Just make it to the end of the day sober. Again, at the end of the day, we all have a choice, and I encourage you to make the choice that's in your best interest, lifelong best interest. So with that, I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys have a kick-ass day. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out through the Recovery Classroom Facebook group page. You can also reach me directly via email, drew@soberschool.org. I encourage you to share this video with your friends. If you think there's somebody out there you think might benefit from these videos, please invite them to the Recovery Classroom group. Send them to our website, soberschool.org. I definitely encourage you to share this with those folks that you think might benefit from these messages. If you're watching this through the Recovery Classroom, share your own experience, strength, and hope. We want to hear what you have to say. And like I just said early on into the video, you never know who needs to hear what it is you have to say. With that, I'll let you guys go. Hope you have a kick-ass day. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.